So fun night last night in Major League Soccer. You get a chance to sit down and watch all the action.
Yeah, it's fun to watch games when you don't play. So it's nice to be connected with the rest of the league. When we do play on these same days, we get to see maybe 20 minutes of the first half of the Eastern Conference or what have you, and then we focus to our side. So yeah, it's good. It's good to see what's going on. It's good to catch up and follow what's going on. Yeah.
Take anything away from Inter Miami's game last night?
Yeah, I mean, good teams, both good teams, really dangerous players. Technical guys, good soccer game. Yeah, it was fun to watch.
Everybody, except obviously Thomas Ostrak, who's out, everyone good to go?
Yeah, pretty much. Everyone's good to go. This morning was a bit of maintenance, to get guys, just assessed and what have you. But coming out of today's training was all good. Brendan?
Coach, does it feel like this game might be somewhat of a special circumstance where maybe a lot of the guys are going up against a player where they tried to emulate, looked up to as they grew up? And is it a challenge to make sure everyone isn't too amped up for this one?
Yeah, I take the game, right? So the training week, then there's a lot of talk and chatter like this now, and then there's the game, right? I cut out the in-between and join the training to the game. And this has been the focus the whole week, right? So whatever happens on their side, we cannot control. So what we can control are the moments in games where we can take opportunities. We've seen opportunities, and that's what we're working towards. So it's fun to come up against players and teams like this because, this is all what we strive for, is to play against the best, right? We want to be the best versions of ourselves, and to compete against the best is a great experience as well as an opportunity. So, and that's how we've seen the week. Saki?
Well, so we know the quality of players Miami has. How do you balance maybe not keeping too much eye on the 3-4 key players and maybe missing out on some of the other talented players they have?
Well, 100%, so while you don't want to forget the other good guys, there's good, honest, hard workers in that group as well. So that team does not function only with 3 or 4 guys. And you've seen over the last 5-6 months who they've brought in to now form a formidable unit, right? So very, very dangerous. And even if they use guys who are coming off the bench, and even if those guys are starting, sometimes that can be more difficult to play. You saw, an outfit in Vancouver that posed a different problem to last night's game. So again, they have 2 ways to get at you, and it's very impressive. And it's not, if you think only Inter Miami is just a with the ball team, they have some of the best numbers in terms of counter-pressing and PPDA and what have you. So they're really an aggressive team as well. So, they get at you for sure.
Daniel? Coach, forgive me. I wasn't here Tuesday. You guys obviously made headlines with the new signing. I'm just curious from your perspective, once the transfer window opens, I know there are talks leading up to it, but is it a challenge for you as a coach to kind of maintain and balance focusing on your team and also maybe talking to the front office about additions or what you guys need?
No, for us, we're fully focused on the team within these 4 walls, right? What happens over time and what happens now, and it's, obviously from the announcement to arrival is still some time, right? So we don't start tomorrow with a new player, right? So yes, this is a perspective, and in I don't know, 6 weeks time or something, then we can talk again about that for sure. And I think it's a pro sports business, and we all know, right? So I'm sure there's chatter within, players, coaches, whatever, there's always chatter. And that's part of the job. Unfortunately, that's a side of the game that always will be there. So it's sometimes an honest reflection on my own self as a member of this team. What am I doing to help the team, right? So, and every player out there as well. And we belong in that closed door behind us in the video room or on a soccer field. And we together right now as this group and how we can function as the best possible team, right? So for this moment in time, this is the best team we have right now, and that's us. So whatever additions come over time, we'll handle that when that comes. And then we're that team. So again, that's where we are.
Coach, 3 games doesn't make a season, but how would you describe maybe the sense of urgency to make sure this kind of streak right now stops at 3 and doesn't compound more and more?
Yeah, listen, I would, it would be more compounded if we felt we're not on the right track, and if we felt that things were like, the wheels are falling off. We don't have that feeling right now within this group. We feel that we're missing small moments, and we feel that we're missing minor details, and sometimes those lead to bigger problems down the line. So yes, there is a sense of urgency to correct a couple of issues, but it's by no means dire and worrisome, right? So we feel that we are a good team. We feel that we are connected with each other, and we're just looking for a little bit of confidence and a little bit of trust within what we're doing. So now, once that starts to fall into place, I think you've seen, for even in games, I've seen it in the training week. It's not all perfect, but then there's those 1 or 2 moments you're like, yes, that's it, right? And in the games as well, we dominate a lot of the proceedings. Unfortunately, the one that goes over the line, which is the main data point or the main point, that creates 3 points on the league table. That's the one that gets away from us. So again, we're honest, we're reflective. And again, we move on, right? So we're not in this business to look backwards. We're in this business to look forwards.
Next, go to Justin Horniker.
Hey, Coach. Last Saturday, Eddie talked about how going into this weekend against Miami, it's a situation where no one kind of expects you to be able to go down there and to kind of get a result. Do you look at that as kind of harking back to last year where no one really expected what you could bring? Do you kind of relish that attitude heading into this game a bit?
Yeah, we're not that team of last year, and we're a different team now. And we felt we've, all things equal, we feel we can compete now, right? So yes, there's nothing to lose going there and what have you. And a freebie, that's a good talking point and it's a good narrative, but we feel we can go there and take opportunities, right? We've, no team is perfect in this league. And no player is perfect either. And one player can't play alone. So, and the same goes for us. So in that aspect, we need to be who we are and show the team that we can be, and stick together. And, we've always said it's a designated team versus designated players. And we function well as a team.
Didn't get to ask you about this on Saturday. You only used 3 subs on Saturday. You always use, or almost always use, all your subs. Just, you like how everyone's numbers were good? And
no, I just saw the momentum of the game. I thought there was a good feeling towards the end of the game. I thought there was energy, passion, dynamic guys going at it, and I didn't want to upset that rhythm any more than we needed to have, right? So some guys ran out of gas, and that's why we made certain changes. But other than that, I felt in a good space with the team that we had on the field.
in recent games, and you could stretch this back, but Bouanga had 2 goals, Acosta had a goal and 2 assists. Some of the elite players in the league, go back to Real Salt Lake with a hat trick. Do you see anything take anything from that about against the top level guys of the league?
Yeah, you give good players time and space, they can hurt you.
Mhm.
And that's why they get paid the top dollar, right? So, and if we let one principle slip, that's how we, get exposed and how we get penalized, or not penalized, but punished. So yeah, again, the focus is on us because we can mitigate a lot of these things through our principles, and it takes a lot of trust, bravery, and commitment to do these things. So, and it's always easier said than done. When it's going your way, these things are easy to do. You can do them with closed eyes. When it's not going your way, you start to think. You double think, should I step? Should I not? Should I cover? Should I drop? Should I, whatever, right? So you go through multiple things, but you only have fractions of a second to make a decision, right? And sometimes, when you have a run like we're having, over 3 games now, you start now to think about these things, which is we're trying to get rid of. We're trying to get the guys to think freely, calmly, and almost go 2 steps backwards, to take 3 forwards. So that's the kind of approach right now.
I was talking to Tim Parker yesterday. He used the same word. He said brave. We have to be brave in this game. So sounds like that's what you want to see.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's a lot of space to play. All right. So yes, they're aggressive, but yes, there is a space to play. There is space for little combinations. There is space to play around them. So if we just rock up there with too much respect, that's not what I stand for. I said it before, we're not going there for a T-shirt and an autograph. We're going there to play a game, because for me, when you step over the lines, there's no names.
Coach, thank you for joining us. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
How's the ankle?
Ankle's fine. I feel 100%.
Good.
Yep.
You played in Miami.
Mhm.
You know what that's like. You told me that they used to just walk over from the training center to the stadium.
Mhm.
Seems like it's a very different Miami in many ways since when you were there.
Yeah, different Miami, different players, different coach, different a lot of things. What I do know is, they're a good team. I also think we're a good team. So yeah, I think we both are going to put out 11 players and we're both going to try and put one ball in the back of the net. So at the end of the day, it's that simple.
So do you not think about Messi at all?
I mean, yeah, it's cool, but at the end of the day, you can't go on the field and be starstruck of these players. They've had great careers. They're still very high quality players. And we need to be very wary of them. But I think if we go out there with that mindset, if we put out 11 players who are starstruck, then we might as well just pitch up to lose. And that's not what we stand for, and that's not who we are. We have 11 players who have full confidence in what we're doing. And at the end of the day, it's 11 v 11. It's a team game, and yeah, we're gonna fight for one ball.
Okay.
Hey, Andy, I think Edu said it last week, maybe, and I talked to Celio yesterday. He said it a little more colorfully, but talked about how when things aren't going necessarily your way in terms of results, it's easy to be a good team when they are. It's harder to be a good team when they're not.
Yeah.
And both talked about the character. Can you just speak to the character of the team that, not getting the results you want, but you sure seem to be supporting one another on and off the pitch?
Yeah, it's not easy. Last year was, don't want to say a fairy tale, but I think Edu said it, it's very easy to be a good teammate when everything's going well. And yeah, we're kind of on a tough stretch here, but I think I completely agree with what Coach said. The wheels aren't falling off. I still think we're doing the right things. And yeah, I mean, it's a little bit harder, but at the end of the day, you fight for the guys who are next to you. And you had that trust and you had that love for them. So it does make it a lot easier. When you've been around the guys for a long time. Yeah.
Indy, aside from the players and the coach that are in Miami right now, is it special for you to go back to Miami for the first time in regular season?
I mean, yeah, I mean, listen, I'm very thankful and grateful for the opportunities they gave me when I went over there. I'm happy for their success, but at the end of the day, I play for, St. Louis City. And I want us to be successful more than them. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be cool to be back in Fort Lauderdale, not Miami. But yeah, I'm focused on us and how we're going to do and how we're going to play and how we're going to get a result down there.
Brendan?
Indy, does it feel like you guys are really close to, as you guys talk about the process, a lot of the underlying stats suggest you are close. Does it feel like you guys are close to breaking through and getting more results?
Yeah. I think small moments and small details do get away from us in games, which we are, working to fix. And yeah, I mean, I've said it so many times. I think once those go our way, I think, we will start getting more results and trust me that they will go our way. But in the last couple of games, they haven't. And yeah, we're working very diligently to try and fix that. So yeah, in my opinion, and we have trust and belief in the team and the staff that once things do start going our way, those small details, I think we're going to be absolutely fine and results will go our way.
Yeah.
Kind of carrying over to that, what can you name or point out to one catalyst that maybe could get you guys going? I mean, for the Cardinals, once upon a time, it was a squirrel running on the field. Like, what are some of those things? Maybe just a 5-goal outburst. Can you point to a catalyst that maybe could get you guys going?
A win would be nice. But that's the obvious answer. I don't think we've put bad performances together in those losses that we have had. Like I said, I just think small details and small moments and a little bit of luck hasn't gone our way, which has led to those losses. But I don't think they've been overly bad team performances. I don't. I think maybe it's just one small principle slips in one small moment, and the teams we played in the last 2 games, they will punish you for that. Seattle's first goal, I think we all agree, was a little bit of luck and then kind of then our mindset kind of let us down. And that's that small moment. If we kept that 1-0, I think it's a different game, especially when Edu comes on and changes the game and kind of, forces a goal for us. So yeah, a win would be nice. But having said that, I still think that we have performed not well, but I don't think we've been bad. And I think once we, fix those small details, I sound like a broken record, but once we fix those small things, I think we'll be in a much better place.
And Coach Carnell talked about what a healthy squad does for you guys, not
Mhm.
necessarily just on the pitch, but in training, how
Mhm.
it breeds competition.
Yeah.
When you think about the transfer window potentially bringing in more
Mhm.
talent, maybe bittersweet for some players,
Yeah.
there's more competition to be had.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that as a player, with bringing in more talent,
Yeah.
but also knowing you have more competition?
I don't think it's bittersweet. I think it's awesome. I think if we can get more quality in the door and help the team out and get us higher up the table and get us more wins, I don't see anything bitter about that.
Go to Justin Horniker.
Hey, Andy, kind of following up on the last couple of questions, but I know you talked last Saturday about heading into Miami. There's kind of no expectations because of what, the league in general is expecting from you guys heading down there. Is there a bit of a chip on your shoulder knowing that like the league in general isn't expecting you to make noise in Miami this weekend?
Yeah, with all due respect, I don't think the league's expected much from us since our inception. So I think at the end of the day, we've put expectations on ourselves since we started as the club, and that's what we run off of. And we're gonna keep having those expectations, and that's what we're gonna go into Miami with. We have our own expectations. We're gonna play our way, and yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm not sure the league has had any expectation or given us any pats on our backs since we've been here. So, and we're not expecting it. We don't really, mind it. We have our own internal expectations, and we're going to try and meet those.
Corey.
Obviously, a lot of national eyeballs, international eyeballs on every Miami game. If
Mhm.
somebody's maybe watching you guys for the first time when you play them,
Yeah.
they're tuning in. What do you hope they come away with? I remember City SC. Just what kind of impact do you think you may leave on somebody who might be watching you for the first time this weekend?
I think they'll see a team that's full of competitors who want to win games, who will put everything on the field. And yeah, I don't know how we're going to play, no idea. But yeah, they're going to see a team that's going to fight for one another and for each other.
In your time in England, did you go up against superstars, big names?
I don't know, maybe. I think so, maybe. I don't know. I just think you go on the field and yeah, you just compete at the end of the day. You don't go on the field thinking, oh wow, like I'm gonna face so and so and he's gonna be so good, because then you're already in a bad mindset for it. I think I think everybody has the same mindset. We share the same mindset. You go on the field and you try and fight and win that ball. And every team has tactics, but yeah, you kind of fight for the badge on the front, not for the jersey on the back. We don't really care who shows up. We're going to play whoever shows up, Tom. At the end of the day, whoever it is, we're going to fight. We're going to try and, force our game. And yeah, that's us.
Would have been more fun if Atlanta had lost yesterday, Miami had their winning streak or their unbeaten streak extended.
I don't know. I just think we're going to show up on Saturday and give a good performance. That's all I think. Yeah.
Friends down there, guy who.
Yeah, I have some old friends who play for Miami and some guys outside, but I'm there to win. We are.
Andy, thank you for joining us. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys.